Chat much on the beach.
Hey, let's go with 4 times, man.
He's gonna be a curveball.
Let's go, Jay.
The game.
Oh, you got that.
Oh man, just got it today, man.
Hey Thomas, you ready for a special 4th of July JS report?
No man, it's been tough, man. It's hot outside and it's just too much, man. I don't think I got it today.
It's alright, I got a closer, Mr. DeBerry, coming in right now.
Oh.
Excuse me, boss man.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Always got to do the big stuff.
Alright, this week on the JS report, baseball edition of Arlington High School and the great season that they had. Star pitcher Eli DeBerry, did I pronounce that okay?
DeBerry.
DeBerry,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
close enough.
Eli DeBerry joined me on the JS report. I do apologize for that. But just welcome to the show, and just talk about your, first of all, I'm going to talk about your USJ first 2 years as a USJ Bruin. So how did that start out, and just talk about your USJ career a little bit?
I went to USJ since 3rd grade. You know, it was family. I enjoyed it a lot, and then high school came around, and you know, I wasn't where I am now with athletics, so I was, you know, that mediocre freshman, the mediocre sophomore that was, you know, everyone knew about, but they didn't really think anything of. I came out sophomore year, had a pretty successful year, and then just kind of realized that if I wanted to go play my game at the next level, I need to play guys like the Houstons and Carvals and, you know, all the people I've heard about. So,
Right.
I mean,
Just talk about some achievements that you've had at USJ.
Freshman, sophomore year, I had all district, and I led the district in strikeouts my sophomore year. Or I was second in strikeouts behind another kid. All state, all region, ×2, freshman, sophomore year. I will say I hit my first high school home run my sophomore year, and then I quit hitting. I mean, that was
Man.
one of my best achievements, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
Just talk about maybe like a favorite game that you had as a USJ Bruin.
Favorite game? I'd have to go TRA my sophomore year at their place. You know, there was a lot of talk around it. Everyone thought, you know, TRA was, I mean, they were legit. Gave them a lot of hype, and just came out and handled business a little bit and got out of there pretty quick.
How, I'm not going to say how personal it is, but how is that rivalry with Trinity and, you know, Jackson Christian?
Oh, it was personal. It was personal. You know, all the guys are friends outside of baseball, and there's a lot of crap talking going on, and
Reminds you of the Arlington rivalry, kind of.
man, yeah, just like it. You know, everyone knows everybody, everyone knows everyone's story, and so, you know, you get a little personal in there, and that's when things start getting heated up and amped up, and you know, whoever wins that ball game is going to talk about it for a little bit.
Do you have a favorite road atmosphere for a USJ Bruin?
I'd say Trinity. Right down the road. They always packed it out. They always had something to say. It was fun. That was probably my favorite atmosphere.
All right, and that's my take one. All right, take two this week. Now we got the Arlington High School junior year. How did that turn out? Some games you like talking about just because you wanted to go to Murfreesboro and win that state championship run and everything like that. But just talk about your junior year as Arlington Tiger.
Junior year was by far the most fun year of high school baseball I've had, and you know, the Arlington atmosphere, all the fans, and all the players that brought me in and made me feel like home, made it feel like home, was super special. You know, the competition was definitely legit, and that's exactly what I was looking for. You know, playing Carville 6 times a year, you know, gets a little chippy every now and then, but
Houston,
yeah,
and Bartlett,
but yeah, no, it was super successful as far as, me learning the game better, me having more reps, more experience, more competition in general.
Absolutely. The games, I didn't get to watch that many games this year because I'm working overnight now, Monday through Friday. But every video I've seen, every article I've read, every stat line you're just dominant this year in general on the mound. To me, you did pretty well for Arlington Tiger program. That's one reason I want to give you a little bit more love on this report as well, because I didn't get to see that many games. I only get to hear from first knowledge from your mouth yourself, because like you said, you started out at USJ and then went on to Arlington. You played tougher competition this year alone as an Arlington Tiger. I went out of town a few times as well.
Right.
But just talk about how Coach, gave you the middle of the circle, like in the winner go home game. I know you probably had that experience back at USJ, but just talk about that experience this year as Arlington Tiger.
No, when Clarksville in the sub-state, made to sub-state, obviously we were looking to go to Murfreesboro, and we dropped game one. Game one was a tough one.
Errors.
A lot of errors.
Yeah.
I had a talk with Coach Poole that night where he told me, he was basically like, if we want to go to state, we're going to give you the ball. And I was like, I'll take it. And so I was actually supposed to get pulled in the fifth because of pitch limit and all that.
Right.
And I was right at 90 or something like that, and I told him I wanted to go to rest. And so whenever that happened, he was, ecstatic. I mean, he trusted me with everything he had, and that's what I love about Coach Poole, is that he trusts his players the most out of, anyone else. And so whenever he gave me the ability to go get it, I went and got it. So, I mean, I respect that more than anything.
Yeah, you're definitely dominant in some key wins, like the Chandler Day pitching duel.
That was fun.
That was definitely one of the top games I followed, on social media this year.
That was legit.
That a lot of people were talking about, not only across Memphis, but back in your neck of the woods in Middle Tennessee and Jackson.
Right.
Because some of the Middle Tennessee people I know, they're like, I wish I could have seen that pitching matchup, because they knew how important these games are for not only Arlington but for Houston, for Collierville.
Right.
Because anybody can beat anybody on a given night.
Right.
That's one thing I like about our district, especially basketball and football and baseball now. Anybody can beat anybody on a given night, Right. But just talk about some favorite games that you had on as a junior year so far.
This year was definitely the first game I threw against Houston, the Chandler Day versus me pitching matchup. I mean, it was
like 0-0 at one point.
Yeah, it was 1-0. It was actually 0-0 until the 7th,
yeah.
And then we scored in the 7th. And I, once again, Poole gave me the ball and told me to, go end it, so I did, and that was by far the most fun. And then Collierville Regional Championship was the second most fun because, obviously it's Collierville. I mean, everyone knows that we got a little bit of a rivalry. It's always chippy. Same with Houston.
385 now.
Yeah. But, those are the two that really left a mark in my brain.
How did you like the Arlington rivalry the first year?
I mean, it was fun. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of personal business. It's just the way it is. And, it was fun, but I will say the Collierville and Houston games were more fun.
Dora, we'll get y'all next year.
Yeah, you got it.
Just talk about, how it's going to be different. I don't know if you met Coach Moody yet, part of the baseball new coaching staff and whatnot, but just talk about maybe what kind of different philosophies that are going into the senior year for you.
I really don't know, to be completely honest. I haven't met Moody yet. I've heard a lot of good stuff about him, but at the end of the day, I think our pitchers are going to keep throwing strikes. Our hitters are going to keep hitting fastballs, and if we do our thing, we'll find a way to win ball games.
Absolutely. That's what take two. All right, take three. You're part of the Ed Easley Baseball Club this summer. Just talk about the summer experience so far.
It's been super fun. I've had a lot of friends that I would go to East Coast Pro with, that I've played with since I was younger. And, it's just, you have fun, you win ball games, and that's the bottom line. That's basically it.
But the travel part of it was definitely fun.
Oh, for sure.
When Ed Easley joined his own club or whatever, I'm like, nothing against Doolin baseball program, but I knew he was going to be taking over Doolin completely.
For sure. No, the traveling is so much fun.
But you're about to go on a road trip yourself. Just talk about that road trip.
I head out this week, and I'll go down to Hoover, Alabama, play there for a week, and then I'll leave straight from there and go to Phoenix, Arizona for PG National. And then I'll leave from there and go down to Marietta, Georgia for the last one. And, just looking
Just
at
flying everywhere.
triangle. Triangle.
That's what airports do. Like go here to go here to go here, right?
Right.
But just talk about like those programs that you're going to just a little bit more in general, so people can know more about them.
Easily for sure was. I mean, it was a tough decision because obviously I started out with East Cobb this summer, and I had played with the Tigers before that, and I'd been with the Tigers for 3+ years. Made a lot of family and friends over there, and then East Cobb just didn't really fit. And then I came to Easley, and I think Easley's probably the most fun I've had so far, especially with the talent you have. Everyone, it makes you be better. I'm competing.
Kind of reminds you of Arlington a little bit.
Right.
Okay.
I have to compete with a bunch of SEC guys. I have to compete with a bunch of, big time dudes that have a chance of getting drafted. So,
Right.
It's fun for sure. It makes me a little better.
Do you have a favorite player that you have played against so far,
Against
or pitched against, like you want to talk trash to, and say, okay?
I ain't gonna talk trash to him, but Ryan Mitchell for sure. Ryan Mitchell was the most fun. We had a little bit of talking more back and forth at Houston, and he's legit. I'll give it to him. He's a dog, but I came out on top on that one, so we'll see next year how that goes. And I mean, nothing but respect for him. He's
Maybe you
cool.
can throw like a knuckleball at him or something.
Something. I'm gonna have to come up with my own pitch again.
Yeah.
But
Just talk about like you said you do travel. Do you have like a favorite road trip for that? Yeah.
My favorite was, it actually wasn't with those 3 teams. It was down to Vero Beach, Florida, last fall, at the Jackie Robinson training complex, and it was fun.
Oh, wow.
It's gorgeous down there. So that was probably my favorite place. That and Hoover. The Hoover Met's pretty fun too.
Barley got to play down in Hoover for football. So,
Yeah,
I was so I was like,
yeah.
that was pretty cool because they showed 2-a-days back then.
Right.
They got to play on the 2-a-days baseball or football field / baseball field.
Right.
And then I forgot that they have it all together. So from football to SEC baseball tournament, it's all in one field.
Right.
But just talk about like how Ed Easley baseball we're gonna talk about in take 4, of course. But just talk about like how Ed Easley baseball program can get people ready for the next level for college.
It'll definitely get you ready. I mean, you got to compete every day, whether it's taking BP, ground balls before a game, preparation, band work, anything. It's always intense, but it's always fun. So you're going to laugh, you're going to smile, but whenever you step on the field, it's time to go. And that's just how it's going to be.
Absolutely. So if anybody wants to play for the Ed Easley Baseball Club, maybe reach out to Eli on social media and he can tell you a little bit more about it as well. But yeah, that's my take 3 on Ed Easley Baseball Club. All right, take 4, the future of Mr. Eli. Senior year, right around the corner, Eli. Time flies by, summer flies by. School seems to start earlier than anything these days. But just talk about what are you planning on doing your senior year of high school before you start playing baseball again?
Honestly, just be a kid while I can. Before I go to college, I'm gonna take school, run with it, have fun while I'm there, get my stuff done, of course, and before baseball rolls up, I'm gonna just live my life, kind of. That's about it.
I guess you're gonna hang out with this girl over here, your girlfriend too.
While she's home, yeah. While she's home before she goes off.
But so senior year, gonna be a pitcher again, I'm sure. You're gonna be hopefully get some more at bats like you wanted. Any more positions, maybe like first base a little bit, or just gonna focus on pitching?
I'm gonna try to transition to third a little bit because I mean that's a spot we have to fill, and honestly, as somebody like me, I want to do all I can to help the team.
Right.
Hopefully, I can step it up at third a little bit and swing it a bit.
Yeah, and be that leader on that baseball team too as a senior. Unfortunately, a lot of fans don't really follow your journey that much, but you are a decommitment from the University of Memphis. I know they got a new coaching staff coming with Coach Reiser. But just talk about, I don't want to get too personal, but just talk about why maybe you decommitted and then just maybe what other kind of other options you got out there.
The reason I decommitted was honestly I'm just trying to get somewhere that has a set coaching staff, and as soon as Carrick and Julian and Huber all left, it kind of made me a little uncertain and kind of a little unsteady about everything going on. And obviously I didn't know if the money was still going to be on the table at that point. And you know, the longer I stay committed, the less time I have to find somewhere else to go.
Right.
So as soon as I, you know, let them go, you know, I've been playing with Ed for a little bit now, East Cobb and all that. I've had a few schools text me, hopefully. We try to go SEC level, which is hard, but I think it's doable.
That's everybody's big goal.
For sure. And I think it's doable, for sure.
Any other schools you want to bring up during your commitment right now? Or
I'm just looking forward to, you know, the Tennessees and South Carolinas and all that stuff. So that should be fun.
Well, the Ed Easley baseball program does pick up people through college. That's the #1 thing.
For sure.
And especially other organizations do it too.
For sure.
But Ed Easley is one of the top ones out there for that. So just keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Just any special social media platforms that people can follow you at and just follow your journey?
Instagram is _.Eli DeBerry . And you know, Twitter is the exact same thing. So if you want to keep up with it, you can.
And then if anybody wants to see some video out there for him, because this past week he did throw some high heat, 92, 93, you know, as a upcoming senior. So if anybody wants to go out and watch some Arlington Tiger baseball in the near future, check him out over at Arlington.
Thanks.
Or just go see him this summer if he's in town. Maybe Ed Easley will have a big tournament here in town before the summer ends. You really never know, and go out and support him. And good luck to him the rest of the way.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Eli.
Yeah.
Mr. DeBerry, these results are awesome. Man, you're doing an awesome job. You're not a closer, dude. You are a starter. Speaking of starter, you think going to start an internship here with us?
I'm good, man. I got other stuff to do this summer.
Like what?
I gotta go get some money now. That's all you.
What? Wow. Well, dang. Maybe one day I hear that kid's name at Omaha or getting called by the MLB.